This one's called
There's trouble.
Steel Serenade.
There's trouble right there. She was knocking on our door. I tried to get her to go away, but she wouldn't listen. That was very nice to meet both of you. Now, who was that with you on that day?
So my friend Mary was with me that day when we.
Oh, it's your friend Mary. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And ladies and gentlemen, well, you would
Who is
be
this?
a neighbor.
We should probably.
No, that's what I was going to do. I didn't need anybody interrupting. No, but I just wanted to bring up the fact that that we had a really nice conversation at the door. Ellen Cousins. And are you related to all the other Cousinses?
Kirk Cousins?
We're all cousins, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're all cousins, so you should be related. No question about it. Ellen Cousins knocked on the door, but it was a week and a half ago, something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Right before you, yes.
Right before you.
It was like the day you left, I think.
Yeah, it was either the
it
day
might
or
have been.
the day before. Yes, it was fortuitous timing, let's just say.
So how did this all get started? First of all, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Kansas City area.
Oh, okay. And then you came to the Minneapolis-St. Paul area for college or something?
Actually, fresh out of college, I was recruited to work at Finger Hut. Do you remember Finger Hut?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I had a roommate that worked at Finger Hut. Kathy Glenn. No. Shoot, now I can't think of her. Yeah, Kathy Glendy. Do you know?
Oh,
do you know her?
Glendy, of course.
Glendy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I did. That name sounds familiar. So
See?
we were a tight group back in the day. We had a lot of fun.
So, Ellen, the good thing right now to talk about is you're running for which office now?
I am running to be your next Minnetonka mayor.
The mayor of Minnetonka. So now where we live is not actually in Minnetonka, so you wouldn't be our mayor anyway?
Where you live is actually Minnetonka.
Because they keep telling us our mailing address is Wyzetta.
I know, it's all over
I
the
know,
place.
it's so confusing, right?
It's very confusing.
Yeah, we love it, by the way.
So you pay taxes in Minnetonka and you vote in Minnetonka.
Oh, okay. And I also,
yes.
I also go to all of the restaurants in Minnetonka because that corner has some of the great restaurants. I mean, just go from Spazo to Snuffy's to, go all the way. And Lake Winds is magnificent.
I
always
agree.
love that place. But yeah, you got, what nautical bowls? That's what Seiji loves.
Oh, boy, does he love a nautical bowl.
He loves his nautical bowls. A lot of really nice people. I will tell you this, honest to God, Helen. Pretty much everyone I've met, and we moved there, about a month ago now?
4 months? 3 months.
3, 4
Was it that
months
long?
already? My
No.
God.
I guess because in early August is when this whole setup went live. So I guess it was 3 months ago.
I
Wow.
suppose it was that long ago, but so I just want to start the whole thing off before we get into other things with Ellen. That we love living where we live. We just absolutely love it there. Everybody, all of our neighbors are very, very nice. It's a really nice area. No
Well,
question.
that's Minnetonka, right? Minnetonka is full of great little neighborhoods and beautiful people and friendly people. So
That's how it should be. Now, when did you decide you maybe would like to try, not that you don't like what's going on, but maybe you'd like to try another way or something? What drove you to run for the mayor of Minnetonka?
Well, it is an open seat, so it's an opportunity, right? And it's an opportunity to bring a fresh perspective to the council. Our neighbors are being faced with record tax increases and change, and yes, and changes, to our zoning, and we have, just a lot of things that are happening in Minnetonka, and I want to be at the table when these decisions are being made, and I want to be able to make sure that our residents are being listened to while
that's wonderful
decisions
to
are
hear.
being made.
Oh, when did that start? Politicians listening to the residents. I don't remember that ever happening in my lifetime.
What are you
Right.
talking about?
Right. Well, that's my goal.
Okay.
I would guess in Minnetonka, and I don't know for sure, but I would guess in Minnetonka we don't have a lot of the rough and tumble stuff that most mayors have to deal with. I mean, bar fights every night and all the rest of it. That doesn't happen all that often in Minnetonka, does it?
No, not bar fights, thankfully.
Good.
It's So
Well,
I don't know if politicians can get rid of bar fights anyway.
well, no, they can't, but you don't have to deal with them if you're the mayor of Minnetonka. So that's good.
Right. That is one thing that we can take off our list. I hope forever.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be good. Ellen, I didn't even ask you if you're a Democrat, Republican, if you're independent, whatever the situation is. I am sick to death of the battle between these two parties. Are you ever going to be happy? Is anything going to be okay with you ever? I mean, to call people Nazis because they disagree with you politically, that's a bit out there.
It is a bit out there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nazi's a little extreme to be calling somebody. It's like,
especially,
what?
yes. Mm-hmm. Yes,
So
I agree. I think that the rhetoric needs to be calmed down.
Yep, I agree 100%. What sets you off, and how long ago did it set you off? Say, you know what, I don't like that part of it. I think I'd like to run for a mayor. What set it off?
Well, so we have been aware of things changing in Minnetonka for quite a while, and we have a small group that's called Wake Up Minnetonka, and it is about letting Minnetonka residents know that our city has some changes going on that they may or may not agree with, and it's more of awareness, right? Being aware of what's happening in Minnetonka. And so, like I said, when the mayor's seat came open, we thought it was a great opportunity for me to step in and run and win to be your next mayor, right?
What are some of the things that you think that everybody should be aware of that they're not aware of?
Well, let's see. Out of control spending. We have, I don't know how many people have visited our Ridgedale Commons Park, but that park was $8.5 million in the making and way over budget. And these are things that happen again and again with going over budget, spending money on wants, not needs, kind of not staying in your lane, right? We want our city to stay in our lane. We're responsible for your streets, for your parks, for safety in the neighborhoods, community safety. That's what cities do. Counties and states have, they have other obligations, but the city really has those three obligations.
How about schools?
Schools are school district. We need to make sure our job for schools is to make sure our kids arrive safely. In other words, they have good infrastructure if they need to walk, and make sure that we have children in the neighborhoods, right? Because we want to make sure that we are attractive to young families and keeping our communities vibrant. And so we have a diverse population. But the school district is really the one that is responsible for how the kids are being taught.
Okay. And Minnetonka, for people that aren't from Minnesota that might be listening, it's got some very affluent areas around the lake. I mean, like zillion-dollar houses all over the lake. But they're also very, very middle-class people, for the most part, that live in Minnetonka, I would say.
Yep.
Is that a fair assessment?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. There are how many? We're not as affluent as people think. Is that what you said?
No, I said that there are a lot of affluent houses around Lake Minnetonka. Anything on a waterfront in Minnesota is worth fortunes.
Right.
And they've built massive mansions all over on the lake there. But I said Minnetonka in general has a lot lot of middle class areas.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
But
we're also close enough to Minneapolis. I mean, we're not that far out.
Right.
And what I see as a problem is if you're like what you were talking about, if the property taxes keep going up and the housing values keep going up so high, then people are just going to move out of Hennepin County. It's not that Minnetonka is sort of like on the edge of Minnetonka. I mean, of Hennepin County. I mean, like Andy behind you there, he moved out to Watertown to get out of Hennepin County, so he didn't have to pay taxes.
We're right across the border from Hennepin.
Okay.
Right across the border. So I mean, it's yeah, like you said. I mean, you're far enough out where we don't have all of the homeless, and all the crime and all of that going on, but we're also close enough where it could creep in.
Well, yes, and I know that most people don't realize that we just put a homeless ordinance in place.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We're closer to Minneapolis than many people think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Minnetonka's huge.
I like to think of Minnetonka as being the corridor both to Minneapolis and to Lake Minnetonka, keeping in mind that Lake Minnetonka, the majority of homes are not in Minnetonka. We just have a little sliver of that lakefront,
Right,
in Minnetonka. So, so yes, so we, how Minneapolis goes, Minnetonka, it's easy enough for them, for us to be right on that pathway. 394, people come on 394, they go into Ridgedale, they smash and grab, and they're gone.
Yeah.
right.
So,
What is the homeless ordinance? Why did we need one?
well, apparently the council thought that we did need one, just in case people decided to start camping out in the parks.
Oh, okay.
And so, and it's interesting because instead of being like an immediate, no, you can't camp out in the parks, they're giving them 3 days, and then they're, it's a little bit looser than I'd like to see it.
Oh, really? That's good news.
I agree because we're down in Florida, and you see these parks that just have the same. They're not camping here because Florida has very strict rules about it, but they're there all day long. They're doing drugs. They're littering all over the place. They smell. They don't look friendly, and there's no kids playing in those parks.
No, never. There's no one. There's no one at those parks.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's playing there. I mean, so it's like we spend all of this money on parks and recreation, right? Tons of it, but nobody can go and use the parks because there's 5 or 6 gross guys hanging out there all day long.
Right, and that's what we don't want, right? That we
Right.
can't. Minnetonka treasures our parks.
Yes.
And treasures our open spaces, and we must. It's imperative that we have public safety in those parks. So
It is terrific. Why don't we take our final break and then come back, because we're going to hear no more questions. We just want to hear what you think, what you plan to do, and since you're going to be my mayor now, I didn't even know that. Now there's going to be trouble. Ellen Cousins with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back right after this. Brian, Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble. And when they aren't in trouble, they didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing. And people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw and Bryant. South Dakota, one of the most business-friendly states in the country, and there's no better place to settle down and take advantage of those incentives than in Sioux Falls. As the state's largest city with a metro population over 290,000, Sioux Falls has low business costs with a high quality of life. There's no state corporate or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve. South Dakota ranks among the top 10 states in the U.S. for tax friendliness, hardest working, healthcare and doctors, most popular to move to, and inbound state movers. You got that right. Listed in the 50 best places to live for families. Very, very important. The fastest growing Midwest metro, one of the best places to raise a family, one of the best small cities for Gen Z workers, and the national 4th top inbound city people move to. How does South Dakota stack up against the other states? Well, we rank second in the nation for the lowest cost of doing business, the most business-friendly state, and the best business tax climate. And as South Dakota's biggest city, Sioux Falls is at the center of these benefits. Visit www.siouxfallsdevelopment.com.
It's Rock Reflections.
Rock
What do you think,
Reflections?
audience? Do we like Rock Reflections?
I don't know, I didn't really hear it.
You can't hear it?
I was busy working.
Well, it's
You know.
playing right now.
Well, I can barely hear that. I literally can barely hear that.
You can?
Yep. Nana, can
Well,
you
Donnell
hear it?
likes
I
it.
heard
so.
it. I thought it sounded nice.
There you go. It's wonderful.
Rock Reflections.
Ellen Cousins in studio, ladies and gentlemen, wants to be the mayor of Minnetonka, Minnesota. So I want to hand it off to you, Ellen. What are the...
I've got 2 questions.
Oh, okay, 2 questions
you-
first, and then...
Have you been involved in any sort of politics before?
I have, yes, definitely. I've run for a state house back in 18, and my first time that I ran for anything was when we launched our daughter in college and found out that once again our ward council member was being unopposed, and so I did a 3-day write-in candidacy and got 25% of the vote. That was fun.
You're kidding.
There you go.
So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I like to take action. If I see something that needs to be changed, I don't sit behind the scenes and complain about it. I take action.
Okay. And as somebody that would be a mayor of a Hennepin County city, how involved are you? Is there any involvement with the city council at all of Minneapolis, or do you not have to deal with those wackadoodles?
Oh, that's nice.
So now we know how you feel.
Yeah.
So, you have some cooperation, right? You have cooperation with Met Council, with city, with the state, with the county. Yes, and with as many counties streets that we have in Minnetonka, we absolutely have to work with the county.
Ugh,
Oh, that's nice.
I would hate that.
No question.
It's part of the job.
I guess so.
Ellen, I have to ask you one question here. I mean, getting into that business, people are not like they used to be. People go way out of their way to cause trouble, to be angry, to scream things at people. People are not very nice right now. Do you have that problem in Minnetonka?
I think that there are people that way, but I will say that knocking on the doors, there have been a couple of people who kind of were starting to aggressively, ask questions, but I've been able to talk to them, calm them down, and, come to a common ground. So that's, I've really enjoyed door knocking, and I have not had any time where I felt like threatened. So I feel really good about that.
We have Ollie in the chat wants to know what your background is.
Okay. Well, I have 34 years of community leadership in Minnetonka. We moved back, like I mentioned that I moved here from Kansas City straight out of college, worked at Finger Hut, and I have a business background, marketing background. And so my husband and I met, we got married, we moved to Chicago, moved to New Jersey, got the opportunity to move back to Minneapolis, and we chose Minnetonka as our home. That was 34 years ago. We've raised our kids here. I've had 20 years of volunteering in the school district. My children were very spread apart. So I was very active in the Hopkins School District. And I was a board member and development director for Hopkins Education Foundation. I did classwork. I did district-wide initiatives. I have one of the things that I really love is, like I mentioned, I don't sit around and complain. I take action.
Excellent.
So we noticed that I was a PTO president at the time, and we noticed that there were a lot of children on the sidelines, literally on the sidewalks away from the playground, because they could not get into the playground because of the rock. And so we'd put a little bit of money aside in the PTO, and the plan was to add on to that onto that playground. But I noticed with these children on the sidelines that it would be a big disservice to our entire population if we just added on. So I advocated and spearheaded the largest inclusive playground in the region, and which so fundraising. It was a three-year labor of love, but we finally got it. We got it built, and it's still there now. And I take my grandkids there. So it's a beautiful park. If you've never had a chance to bring your kids to it, please do. It's open on the weekends to the public.
Is that where we went?
No,
Or was it?
that was in Deep Haven.
Yeah,
Well, that was in Deep Haven. That's right. We went the other way.
Close, very, very close, but
Yeah, very,
technically
very
in Deep
close.
Haven.
That is very true. But yeah, from newcomers. Now, I think I mentioned this to you, Ellen, but maybe I did not. That 44 years ago, Catherine and I lived about I would say 3 blocks from where we live now.
Oh, that's
We
great.
We met and got married when we were living in that house. We went all the way around the Twin Cities, living other places. And then just a short bit ago, we landed back, like I said, maybe 3 city blocks away from where we started.
Yeah. Minnetonka is a lovely, very heavily wooded, lots of nice, they've always had the loose line and all of, these other bike trails that go all the way through. And it's always been such a nice community.
It is. It's a really nice community, and that's what we want to keep, right? We want to make sure that it's a suburb, and it stays a suburb. And we don't get that creep of urbanization into it. So that we just love Minnetonka, and I know a lot of people are passionate about it. Obviously, Minnetonka never left your hearts because you came back.
No, it's true.
Is that where was my first house? Where I was like 1, 2 years old.
Maple
Was that
Grove.
Minnetonka?
Yeah,
That was
Maple
Maple
Grove.
Grove.
Yeah,
Also, the
Maple
Minnetonka house was before I was born. Okay, so I never lived. This is the first time I've ever, had family living here. I don't live here, but
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, well,
Maybe you'll come back.
your mom and I had been together for a couple of years, and then shortly after that, we got married and lived in that house right over there on, what is it, on Larchmore?
No, we're not going to say what it
Oh, never mind. We're not saying what street it is.
No.
I
Why?
said
We don't need
March.
anybody egging it, or
Yeah.
we don't live there anymore.
Well, that's probably a good
You've
idea.
lived
Leave
here in
those poor
44
people
years.
alone.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's
we
going to
know
care.
the people that are in there. We don't let
Yeah, we know the people
anybody
who live
bugging
there.
them. We're not going to
I
tell
have
anyone.
dear friends that used to live on that street.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's a great street.
Did they ever complain about us? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, we didn't live there. long enough.
Those two.
Well, it's interesting that you said that you were involved in Hopkins School District, because Hopkins has definitely changed, and they're having big problems, big
Yeah.
problems.
Yes, they are. And we need to remember that Hopkins, the majority of Minnetonka residents live in the Hopkins School District.
Right.
Oh, that's
So-
true. But Eisenhower's not, that's been closed for a long time, right?
No, Eisenhower High School is closed, but it's now an elementary school.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So our high schools, Minnetonka, the city of Minnetonka has both Minnetonka High School and Hopkins High School on opposite ends
Yeah.
of the city.
And you
So
also own one of the last delis in the entire state. We love
Yes.
that. Oh my God, that deli's been Catherine will tell you, since the minute they opened that door, I've been going in there for the rest of the time.
Crosstown Deli.
Crosstown Deli.
It's very good. They've got a nice matzo ball soup.
They certainly
yes, they do.
They do.
But yeah,
You're
I
right.
mean, and that's why, we only got about 5-6 minutes left here, but I do want to say that are there any better views than driving across that bridge going from Wayzata into Minnetonka?
Grays
just
Bay
so-
Boulevard, beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, it's beautiful.
It truly is. Yes. Sometimes
Yep.
I take the long way home, so I
Yeah.
can do that. So,
Yep. I understand that. Great restaurants, great history. This is on the Wayzata side of everything, but that walk along the lake there is magnificent. It's
Yes,
just a
it is.
wonderful place to live. It really
It is. So I know that you guys were talking earlier about Gold Nugget, and actually I was on the Economic Development Authority when we redid that entire area of Glen Lake, and so that was fun being part of the redevelopment of Gold Nugget. So I don't know if you realize the old Gold Nugget is exactly where the new Gold Nugget is. Do you guys remember the old Gold Nugget?
No.
I do, yes.
Do you?
I do, yeah.
So it was a great place, but you never wanted to go to the bathroom there if you'd had too many beers because you might hit your head going down going down the stairs.
Did that happen to you? Did you hit your head?
I'm tall. That would be very bad.
That would be a bad deal.
Yeah.
No, it's so great because it was just by chance that you knocked on the door and Catherine was doing something else. So, because usually Catherine answers the door, I open the door and there you are with your friend.
Yes.
And I had no idea at first you guys even knew who the hell I was. So I was trying to be discreet and all that stuff. But
Word's gotten out.
Yeah. Mary warned me. She said.
That's really nice. Yeah, good. You've been warned about the whole deal.
So how many people are running for mayor?
Yeah, good question.
There are 5 of us.
5. Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
And we are using ranked choice voting, which is something that I personally do not care for. As a matter of fact, we tried to repeal it 2 years ago.
A lot of people don't like it.
Should not have that.
Yes.
Right. So,
But you can game it. You can game the system.
well, that's the reason, one of the reasons why we don't like it. But we are saying, please just vote for me. Make me your only choice in the mayor's race. So don't worry about your second choice. Don't worry about a third choice. I'm your only choice.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I like that. So the Cousins family. Do you have? Because I know a lot of people with the last name of Cousins. Some of them grew up in North Minneapolis with me. I don't know if you're related to any of them, but a lot of cousins around Minneapolis, St. Paul that people maybe don't know about.
That's true. And actually, we are. I know that there's some distant relatives, but they are distant relatives, but they're not like direct relatives. It's kind of funny because when we moved in, we both went to a dry cleaner called Sir Knight's, and my husband David and they have a David, and they used to get their shirts mixed up. So.
No, yeah.
That's nice. It's a nice touch. No question.
So, and I have met a few of them along the way through business connections. So, yeah, they're nice. They're a really nice family.
So the election's only a couple of weeks away now, isn't it?
2 weeks. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today.
Yes.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay. So what do you need? You need money? You need door knockers? What do you need?
We need it all. We're raising money right now to do a final mailing and some social media texting, and door knockers would be great as well. So yes, any help would be very much appreciated to make it through make it past the finish line, the first and only choice.
Are you doing Facebook campaigns, website? What do you got going on for?
We've got website, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and X, and then we're, like I said, door knocking. Door knocking seems to be it's time consuming but very gratifying because people actually get to know you.
Got you on here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Got me on here. Yes.
That was a
Right,
good
Andy.
thing. Well, so we're 2 weeks away, so maybe you should hop on again just before the election and then just after you win.
There you go.
It's unforetold.
Happy to do it.
Well, we'd love to have you back because, like I said, you're a very even kid. What I like about you is you're not this.
You're not pretending to be even keel, and then when you get elected, you're going to be another wackadoodle.
We have had those.
I have a history of being even keeled and pretty pragmatic about how we can get things done. So,
all right.
That whole Hollywood
Like we
element. And I've known Donald Trump for 40 years and forever because he wrote a book He was on my show a lot, and
Oh,
actually I
wow.
had lunch
Yeah.
with him once. That was his first run when he was president. But I also know some other people on the other side that we got some goofy politicians, men and women, in the state of Minnesota. And Donald Trump's not. Well, I suppose he's in every state because he's the president. But
Yeah.
Right.
it's just so over the politics right now is way over the top, and I wish
It
they'd
is.
calm down. I really wish they'd calm down.
That's a good question from Jim. How many steps do you take during a door knocking campaign?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Do you have like a Fitbit that you have an Apple Watch? It looks like.
No, I am afraid to look at my Apple Watch as to how many steps I've taken.
But yeah, stay in touch. So
that's
it's
a
2
fun
weeks from
question.
today. 2 weeks
Maybe
from
we
today's
should
election.
check that out. What was that, Tom?
2 weeks from today's the election.
Yes.
Okay, you have to stop in at least for a few minutes and say hello again before that happens.
Okay.
All the-
Okay, Andy.
Okay.
Yeah, Andy.
That's great.
Andy will take
Thank
care
you.
of it. But Andy, thank you for reaching out to Ellen. Ellen, thanks for getting back to Andy. It's great having you on
An
the show.
hour, I think, 2 hours notice? So
Something like that. Yes, it was great because it's a rainy day. So what else?
Yeah,
You're not going to go door knocking if you don't have to.
Ooh.
We can always shift our time when it's raining to
Yeah,
come
this morning,
inside.
Chris emails me and he's like, "Oh, I just got a meeting that I have to go to now and I can't make it." And I'm like, what to do? And we got something going. So hey,
Yep.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
it's terrific.
Thank
Worked
you
out
very
great.
much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're always welcome, and Andy, great job getting her. I
Well,
appreciate
good
that.
luck, and we hope that your presence here does you some good.
Thank you. Yes,
That would be
you
nice.
can find
Yes, that
out
would
more
be.
you can find out more at ellencousins.com.
EC, can I just do EC? Is that it?
No, ellencousins.com.
No, you cannot.
No. All right, we'll come back soon, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye. It was great to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Got a picture in my noggin reminds me of this one was before. Every time I hear the sing, reminds me how you talking